Hello and welcome. I'm Christine Barlow, Managing Editor of FC&S Expert Coverage Interpretation, and today I'm going to give you a brief tutorial on FC&S and how to navigate. So what we're going to look at first is the question of the week. We know a lot of subscribers look for this. They like to look at the question and past questions. The question of the week is a question that the editors have received and answered from a subscriber. We try to pick out interesting questions every week. You can easily get to the question of the week archive right here on the right-hand side, and this will take you to all the most recent questions, and you can continue to scroll through those. You can also put in a search term in here if you want to look for a certain topic only in questions and answers. You'll note that in the right-hand side here, this box is a quick way to get to where you can ask us questions. This appears on most of the pages in exactly this spot. So whatever page you're on, if you're having trouble or don't find what you're looking for, you can bop in and ask us a question. So if you don't regularly ask us questions, this is how it works. You click on Ask a Question, you put in your name, your email address. Be sure to spell that right, because if it's not spelled right, we can't get an answer to you. And you select your topic, you put in your question. You have the ability to attach a document. Many subscribers do. They like to attach policy language or letters or whatever. You can attach that here as well. And then you click on Submit Question. The question will come to me real time, and it will be in my inbox in just a few moments. We ask that you give us 5 business days in order to get an answer back to you. Generally, it doesn't take that long. We only ask for that much time in case someone's sick or on vacation. Generally, we get you an answer back in 2-3 days. So that's how you ask a question. Along the right-hand side, you have, again, the question of the week archive, a way to get to the litigation watches. The litigation watches are articles that are summaries of court cases related to insurance with an editor's note. The fraud of the week is just a brief paragraph about who got caught doing what kind of insurance fraud, because fraud is such an issue for the industry. Fast things you need to know. These are articles put up by the editors. Something you need to know is that we always have our article on how to navigate the new FC&S right here in this spot. So if you want to look at our cheat sheet, you can go there. And we also always have a link to the insurance dictionary for reference in case you need to look something up. And that's the same way on the home page. On the home page, under What's New, these are the new articles of the week or the newly updated articles. So here you'll have a new article or a newly updated article. You'll have the question of the week, you'll have the litigation watch, you'll have the fraud of the week, and whatever else we have. And as you can see, as you scroll down, you'll see earlier articles as well. In the center here, under trending, we have it broken out by line of business, personal lines, commercial lines, core article library. The core article library is just that. It's a library of articles that cross lines of business, or articles that pertain to general insurance topics, or articles on emerging risk. There's a lot of very interesting content in the core article library. You'll see under both personal lines and commercial lines, we have forms lists. That's to help you navigate and find the forms you're looking for. We're working on linking the forms to these master lists. There are a lot of forms, so it's taking us some time to get all the forms linked, but know that there are links to forms out here, and it's an easy way to find a link to the ISO forms, whatever you may be looking for. So back to the home page, we're going to go across the top. We've got channels, resources, which are types of content, questions and answers, charts, forms, litigation watch, CE and training, insurance news, and just who we are. So under channels, you've got access to personal lines, commercial lines, fraud, the core article library, and umbrella and D&O if you're a premier subscriber. So when you go under a channel, it breaks it out by line of business. So we're in the commercial lines channel. You can break it out by line of business. You can go to BOP, business owners, whatever. And the content that comes up is all BOP or business auto or whatever you selected. You can also put a search term in here to search for whatever. You can sort by date, by name, by relevance, and you can also filter by type of content. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But under channels, you can go into personal lines, you can go into commercial lines, and you can sort by type of content. So let's look at type of content, because we've got that under resources. Checklists are just that. They're checklists related to the type of business you're looking for or general things, preparing for a disaster, the pandemic, fraud checklists, coverage checklists, what you need to think of if you're trying to place coverage. A number of different checklists are out there. So our next type of content is contract analysis. With contract analysis, what we do is we go through and we explain the policy language. So, for example, this is a relatively new ISO form. It's a homeowner's form. Came out last December. So what we do when we do these ISO form analysis is in a gray box, we'll give you the actual policy form language. And then below that, we'll give you an analysis, just explaining the language, highlighting anything that's confusing, highlighting the coverage that it's intended to give, explaining any exclusions, any definitions. We may link to other articles. We may link to litigation watches. We may link to policy forms. It just depends on that particular article and what it needs. So that's what you're going to find under contract analysis. Under dictionary, well, that's going to take you to our dictionary. It's just a handy way to get to it because it's a reference source. And so you don't have to type it into the search. There's the dictionary. We have discussions. Discussions are articles such as the fraud articles. They are also articles that cross lines of business, articles that aren't just commercial lines or personal lines, articles that apply to all lines of business or multiple lines of business. There are also the emerging risk articles because those tend to be cross lines of business. So that's what you're going to find here. Also, articles that explain certain coverages a little more in depth. That's what you're going to find under discussions. We also have a link to our webcast. We've started recording our webinars, and we put them out here as well. So if you want to catch up and look at some of the webinars that we've done in the past, they're out here for your viewing. So that's what's under resources. Q's and A's. This gives you a way to get to all the Q's and A's. And there you go. You can go to all the Q's and A's directly, or under channels, you can go to a particular line of business and go to Q's and A's. And if you want to put in a search, you can do that. And so now we're searching in dwelling homeowners for skunks only. And there you go. It brings up the Q's and A's related to skunks. So that's what you've got there. Charts is just another way to get to the charts. Forms is another way to get to the forms. And as you can see, once here, you can sort by line of business and then continue to search. Litigation watch is a way to get to the litigation watches. So let's do a search. We're going to search water backup because we've made some enhancements to our search. So you put in water backup and we have 92 results. I don't know about you, but I don't want to scroll through 92 results. So if you're looking for something particular, a particular line of business, for example, or you want to just look at the Q's and A's, you can filter by that. You can select whatever you want to filter by. Click on that, and now you've got the 3 commercial property articles related to water backup. and you just click on the red dot to remove that filter. So now we're back to 92 total results. We also now have an advanced search. So I want to look at water backup, but I also want to look at sump pump. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to click on search again. So now our results are down to 30. So here we've got all our articles dealing with water backup and sump pumps. So there you go. That's pretty much what you're going to want. If you want to refine it even further and look at the 6 Q's and A's, you can do that. This lets you quickly and easily find what you want. Now, say this is your topic, okay? This is your big thing. You want to know every time we put out something new about water backup and sump pumps. You now can set up an alert. You click on follow, and it says give this alert a name. And I'm going to call it water and sump just because. You can get these alerts daily. You can pick a day of the week that you want to get them. Say you want to get them at Thursday at 3 o'clock. You can also pick your time. If you want it at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can do that too, whatever makes you happy. And then you create an alert, and your alert has just been made. So you'll get an email on that day and time if we've put something up for water and sump backup. So let's say a number of months go past, and you figure you have learned everything you need to know, and you don't need that alert anymore. So then what you do is you go into My Account, and you click on My Alerts, and this brings up all your alerts, and you can change them. You can change the day and time you're getting them. You can delete them. You can do whatever you want. And there you go. You've updated your alerts. And then you just go back to the site, and you're back on FC&S. Now, for those of you who may need CE credits or just want some education, we have a link to our insurance CE and training site. So you click on Visit and New Training. And let's say you want to look at CE courses. So you come out here, click on CE, and you're going to select your state. Okay, we'll go to South Carolina. And so it's going to think a little bit, and you're going to scroll down and decide what type of content you're looking for. P&C, life and health, ethics. I'm going to click on P&C, and here you go. In South Carolina, Business Auto Property Explained gives you 5 credits. It's $42. CGL Explained is 9 credits. It's also $42. They're all $42. If you need CE credits, or you just want to brush up on something, or you're learning a new line of business, you can come out here and review something. It's out here. It's linked to FC&S. It's handy. We like to let you know it's here. We also have a link to our sister publication, PC360. They keep up with all the news within the industry, and that is out here as well. So that is a quick tutorial, how to get around FC&S. You can always, always, always shoot us a question if you need help with something. One last thing about forms. We have a lot of forms out here. We don't have all the forms. We have a license with ISO and MSO that we can put our forms out here. If you're looking for an ISO or MSO form and you don't see it out here, simply send us a question. We'll pull the form down for you and watermark it, and then we'll send it to you and we'll add it to the database. ISO has just so many forms. We don't have the manpower to pull down every edition of every form, especially the state-specific forms, and have them out here. So if you can't find a form, don't fret. Send us a question, and we're more than happy to pull that down and find it for you. Hope this has been helpful. Have a good day.